and me are going out tonight. Wear something cute, okay?
You always do what Jennifer tells you to do.
It's just that I like the same things that she likes.
Hey, Jennifer. You look really pretty.
Why don't you just come by my place?
Well, this is random.
This isn't really your house, is it?
We can play mommy and daddy.
No way.
We always share your bed when we have slumber parties.
Jennifer's evil.
I know.
No, I mean, she's actually evil. Not high school evil.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast that wouldn't die. I'm your, as always, is Aaron.
What up?
This week we'll be discussing the horror classic Jennifer's Body, starring Megan Fox, Amanda Seyfried. Chris Pratt is in this for about 15 seconds. The list goes on and on.
Was this before Parks and Rec? It was clearly before any of the Avengers.
Yes, I believe this is before Parks and Rec. I'd have to go back and confirm that. But this is unknown Chris Pratt, basically. So, good times.
Just a real throwaway part. You're like, I know that guy.
Well, you kept thinking he was going to come back. That they were going to bring him back in some capacity, and you never see him again. I guess he burned in the fire, perhaps?
He died in the fire. He was a jock. They're expendable.
Well, but because he says he's like a cadet, like a trainee, police officer trainee. And later in the movie, she's like, you can't call the cops. I have them in my back pocket. Remember my trainee that I sometimes hook up with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Anywho, good times. Why don't you give us the 30-second synopsis of Jennifer's Body?
Goth band comes to small town looking for virgins to sacrifice. They don't sacrifice a virgin. And because of that, they open a portal to hell inside Megan Fox, whose thirst can only be quenched by chomping on high school boys.
Yep, chomp chomp.
Chomp chomp. And her best friend puts her down like a dirty rabid dog, and some of the evil jumps inside her. The end.
The end.
Boom.
Now, I had heard of this movie, and I knew Megan Fox was in it. That's all I knew. Where had you seen this before?
I honestly did not see it at the theater, but I saw it, and I can't even remember. I think I was flipping around, and I'm like, okay, maybe it was already on, because I can't imagine that somebody told me it was good or something, and I was impressed.
Right.
I assumed you would have seen this because Megan Fox is in it.
Well, this was kind of peak Megan Fox.
Oh, for sure. Megan Fox was hot shiz. People turned into this to see Megan Fox, and she was great.
She was really good. She was
really good, and I can't even remember whatever drama was, but boy, she disappeared. But I thought she was really good, and she's so pretty, and she's so cute.
She is. She really is.
And evil.
Well, this was also the follow-up to the writer who wrote this. Her name is Diablo Cody. And her big thing that made her famous is she wrote that movie Juno.
I love Juno. It's half the cast of Juno is rolling up on this.
Absolutely. So it's like she made a big name for herself writing Juno, that she got to basically her next movie was made, and that was Jennifer's Body, which I guess she wrote at the same time.
I thought it's great. There was all these complaints. Oh, it's not that scary. It's not that funny. I thought it was just fine.
I thought it was pretty good. It
doesn't have to be a knee slapper, and it doesn't have to be horrifying, but it kept your freaking interest.
Right. Well, they had. I honestly, all I knew is it was something like she's possessed by a demon. That's what I kind of knew going in. I didn't know anything else. When I watch this, Amanda Seyfried comes out, I'm like, whoa!
It's all
I didn't know
star
she
cast.
was in this.
It's all star cast.
It is. It's people. J.K. Simmons plays, what was he? The principal of the school with a hook for a hand.
The science teacher. Oh my God.
He has like a hook
don't
for no reason.
Don't expect the guy from Whiplash.
No.
Don't expect that.
That's it was a bizarre thing. And then you got like I said, Chris Pratt pops up in the bar for 5 seconds. I almost fell out of my chair. I'm like, whoa, what's he doing in this thing?
Amy Sedaris is playing Needy's mother. Her
Yep.
friend's name is Needy.
Right. Amanda Seyfried is the main character. She's Anita, but her nickname is Needy. And she is best friends with Megan Fox from like birth. And it's kind of like this bizarre kind of Oscar and Felix relationship where one is beautiful and popular and Amanda Seyfried is kind of dowdy, which is always ridiculous. It's like, we're going to put these weird glasses on you to make you less attractive.
But here's my take on this. You ready for this?
Lay it on me.
When they would cut to the scenes when they were little,
Mhm.
Needy was the attractive one, and Megan Fox was the unattractive one. And I believe that the Megan Fox character, Jennifer, put it into her that she's unattractive, that you're nerdy. Because remember, the doll with the melted hair, that looks like you. When
Oh yeah, gaslighting her from Jump
I
Street.
think that Jennifer created Needy. I bet she named her Needy.
It could
Like
it's
a weird
interesting.
psychological warfare. Because when they were children, it was reversed.
Right. Well, it could be. I know that originally in the script, Needy also kind of described her personality. And they decided to take out that aspect because in this movie, Needy's obviously supposed to be kind of the ugly friend, but Needy's got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know,
Jennifer doesn't have a boyfriend, but Needy does.
Right. Needy's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Even though she's wearing like overalls and or not
Even when she
overalls,
goes to the
coveralls.
prom, she's wearing her weird hoodie. Over her
Right.
prom dress.
Right. And her weird prom dress with the big like shoulders, like
It
With a big
looks
puff.
like Amy Sedaris
Yes.
actually created it. If you've ever seen At
Yes.
Home with Amy Sedaris, it looks like an Amy Sedaris creation.
it kind of, to me, it looked like Molly Ringwald's dress in Pretty in Pink, where we're supposed to be so impressed that she knitted her own dress and it's horrendous.
Yeah. She's so
that's what
rock
we were
and
looking for.
roll.
Look at her.
Look at
She's
her.
yes.
Oh my God! Didn't you always want to punch Molly Ringwald in the face?
Molly, if you're listening, no offense.
But your every character that you ever played was so fucking annoying.
I thought, okay, well, she was very whiny in 16
I'm
Candles.
poor, or
Well, she wasn't poor.
Everybody forgot it's various. I'm
Yes.
doing a conglomeration. I'm poor.
Yes. That
Maybe
was
I'll date a
Pretty in Pink. She's the
popular
poor girl.
And then it was,
Yes.
nobody remembered my birthday because your fucking sister's getting married. Sorry. Go home and cry. I mean,
Yes.
what?
Yes. She's
My
yes.
life is so hard. And then Breakfast Club. My life is hard. You don't know what it's like to be popular. That is her character.
Right.
It whines
Yes.
about whatever the hell the current role is.
That is correct.
Too rich, too
yes.
poor, nobody gives a
Too
shit.
popular, too unpopular.
Yeah.
Yes. She rounds all the bases. Right. It's a sad situation.
Yes.
So I think they were trying, even though Needy was meant to be kind of the unattractive friend, clearly that's not the case in real life.
Right.
I mean, it is one of those things where it's like they have the makeover and the makeover consists of she takes off her glasses.
Well,
Whoa, amazing.
And it is, of course, it's awkward because they're trying to make her like the nerd girl. Well, they also
Yes.
tend to have like poor hygiene and lettuce in their teeth, and that's not the case. This is just like
They're
a
not doing
hippie
that.
fashion choice, which I
Right. I
swear
mean,
to you, Jennifer created to take the light. I'm telling you, this is my theory, and
It could be.
they have this weird psychic connection.
Yes, they do, which is unexplained. They don't explain what it is. It's like literally there are times later in the movie where Jennifer is doing her demon thing. And Needy's like, whoa, like she senses it.
Exactly.
Like
It's
the
like
Sixth
some
Sense.
kind of weird twinning thing.
Yes, it is. It's all very... Now, look, Amanda Seyfried is an attractive girl. Megan Fox is a knockout in this.
Megan
Ain't no lie.
Fox. If I had that bet, I'd be like, I need to date Megan Fox. Megan Fox is gorgeous in this.
Gorgeous. And she's doing that thing where it's like, I'm wearing a half shirt and I have a half sweater that goes on over it.
And
So-
I have drop
Yes.
pants. She's
Yes.
I'm an inch away from seeing her clitoris.
Oh, God. We're going to have to bleep a lot of this.
That's
But it
the
is a lot of-
scientific term.
That is true. And that's the thing. When Megan says, hey, Needy, make sure you dress up. We're going to that club tonight. Needy goes into a thing where it's just like, I know what that means. It means I can show off my stomach, but I can't show off my cleavage.
Do you see what I'm
I
talking
can be prettier.
about?
I can't be as pretty as Megan Fox. Oh, yeah, there's a thing.
There's
definitely
thing.
a thing.
And
yes.
it started when they were kids. So the Needy that we see is a creation of Jennifer.
But again, she's really not. It's like we're supposed to think that she's the ugly
ain't
friend,
dying
but
alone.
she's not.
She's not dying
No,
alone.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Absolutely. So we meet the characters, and they go to that bar. I have to look at this. It's hilarious because there's
Melody Lane.
yes,
Because we used to
there's-
live on a street in Riverside called Melody Lane, so I always remember that.
and so Melody Lane. I think it's a club. It is not a club.
It's like
It
the
is basically
Roadhouse.
it is a place where you see old withered barflies.
It's the
is what you
only
see.
bar in town. It's the only bar, club, / whatever.
Right. It's not a fun place. It's not a place that teenagers would want to go to. But there's the band called Low Shoulder, which is it's Adam Brody from the OC is the lead singer.
I love fucking Adam Brody. I love him.
He's basically
He was
Adam
in
Levine.
Gilmore. He was in the Gilmore Girls at one point.
Yeah. Well, he and Chris Pratt were both from the OC originally at this point.
Oh, I never saw that.
He's basically Adam Levine. And it's
Yeah.
like Maroon 5 up there singing kind of sensitive alt rock kind of stuff. It's
I love it. They like steal the show.
he was hilarious.
He was hilarious. And you know what? Guys with eyeliner is still hot, man.
Right.
It's still hot. It's still
Well,
hot.
And what's funny is because they keep saying, oh, she's a virgin, thinking that will get the guys off their back.
Wrong. Yeah. They're like,
That was what they
"Oh."
were looking right. When she was like, I'm not even a backdoor virgin.
Exactly.
She was like, she's been
She
around
broke
the block.
Last Taboo.
Yeah, she's been around the block, but evidently they thought if they told that to them, because early on, you know, Adam Levine is what Adam Brody / Levine is like
All right.
hitting on Megan Fox, and she's into it. But when Needy hears them talking about her behind her back, about, oh, we need a virgin, and or they don't say we need a virgin. Are you sure she's a virgin? They said something along those lines. And she jumps in angrily to defend her friend, like, you know, she doesn't do those things. Yeah, we know the truth.
Right.
But yeah, so that was because they needed a virgin for their sacrifice. You find out later, because they were destined to be kind of a lousy road bar kind of house band or something. So they were going to sacrifice a virgin to Satan in order to improve their career.
Because you don't know how hard it is being an indie band, man. There's so
Right.
much competition. That was priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. So what we discover, spoiler alert, is they sacrifice her to Satan, essentially, thinking she's a virgin. But because she wasn't a virgin, their dreams still come true, but now she comes back as like a succubus or something.
And
She's
I
possessed.
love the fact they got the spell off the internet. It's like
Yes.
literally a piece of copy paper that he's folded in half. Oh, no. I got it off the internet.
Well, and you've talked about this before. We were doing the Beyond. It's just like, if you Google, you know, the portals of hell, you'll find some stuff maybe you didn't want to find. It's a sad situation.
Or maybe they did, but in the end, it didn't quite work out for them. Not the way they planned. It's
a sad
like
situation.
the Year at the Top. Remember? Oh, you're too young. There used to be this TV show called A Year at the Top, and I think Greg Evigan was in it.
From BJ and the Bear?
From BJ and the Bear. And he sold his soul to the devil for a year at the top. And so the whole show is of him trying to weasel out of it. And I can't remember the devil. It was like some kind of weird, like, Nelson Riley or
Charles Nelson Riley.
Charles Nelson, or like Uncle Arthur. It wasn't
Paul
those
Lynde.
two. But it was like one of those guys.
Now my question is, how do you do more than one season of A Year at the Top? Is my next question.
Because you're always trying to trick the devil.
I see. And when the year is over, to say, hey, sorry, I guess we're doing another year.
Yeah,
is that how it works?
It don't seem
2
quite
years at
worth
the top.
It don't seem quite worth it.
It's a sad situation. While they're at the bar, I'm looking at my notes now. She orders 9/11 tribute shots, where they were red, white, and blue, like tall shots. Oh, sweet.
But
it seemed inappropriate.
You had to drink them fast when they turned to mud.
Right. And this is 2009. So this is years later. We're having 9/11 tribute shots.
Pump. That's a bold choice. You don't hear, even now, you don't hear a lot of 9/11 jokes.
That's called good taste. And then a fire catches in the bar kind of spontaneously.
It had to be part of the band because they were nonplussed.
Weren't you're right. They weren't bothered at all. And it was like literally was the place doused in kerosene because it goes up quick. Like there's like
it was made out of toilet paper or something. It was like or like Christmas trees. It was made entirely of Christmas trees.
It was like no one noticed, and then everyone's on fire. It goes that quick. It was like boom.
And which is ridiculous because when they pull up in the spooky Scooby-Doo van to bring Megan Fox, I mean, all they had to do was open it up. She would have jumped in. We didn't quite have to wipe out half the high school.
Well, and she seemed like she was hypnotized listening to their big hit. Didn't it? It was like she was kind of like staring.
She was like, but she had heard about him, so it wasn't. They went there with a purpose.
Yes.
So they all must have had some local shenanigan song or something going on there.
Something like that.
But who could blame her? He was pretty cute.
He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't do any of the singing. But
are you sure? I don't know. He's a very talented man.
He is a very talented, but I Googled it.
Oh, very sad. Okay, so then Jennifer's back, and now she's like a succubus, where she leads these dudes off by themselves, and then like eats them, kind of chews on them.
And at first, it's not like a vampire. She's chunking out, man.
Right.
It's sweet brains and chunks of meat. The scariest part is after she goes off in the van with the indie band, and then she shows up at Needy's house.
Right.
That was pretty scary. That was pretty creepy.
That was a good moment.
I mean, you really thought maybe this is the end of poor Needy. Ain't Needy no more. and the black vomit and everything else.
Yes.
That was a pretty good scene.
Well, she was trying to eat the chicken out of the...
that doesn't work, apparently.
The rotisserie chicken. Yeah, we were saving that for dinner.
That's for dinner. My mom's going to be back.
She's got... And I guess the way it works is if she doesn't eat some poor boy at often enough, she kind of becomes pale and sickly looking.
It's kind of like the vampire, where they start getting unhealthy and ill and all of this.
But she's unkillable after she eats somebody.
Yeah, she's only vulnerable when she's malnourished. Right. So she kills the one jock guy in the woods. And at first, who doesn't want to kill the jocks? Although this is the perfect high school. It's racially diverse. There are no bullies. Everyone is happy. It's a love fest.
Harmony. It's a utopian society.
It's a utopian high school.
Yes.
So while, of course, we're naturally prejudiced against the jocks as they're first
as we
to go.
Should be, of course.
So you don't quite feel so sad at first. You know, you're like, well, he was probably bad.
He didn't
a
show us any meanness.
He
We
didn't
just
show
assumed
us
that he's
any
mean.
meanness, but you know, Hitler, I'm sure was good to his dog.
He was an artist, I hear.
You know, it's exhausting to just be evil all the time. So
That is
sometimes
correct.
you're just watching Netflix, you know,
Right, but then the second dude she kills is Emo Joe.
which made me feel so sad.
Yeah.
That I really liked him. He's like, oh, and then I kept thinking I'd seen him in 1,000 things. No, not at all.
He had the look of somebody we've seen a bunch of times. and
Yeah.
hadn't
Nope.
really been, I mean,
And then the one picture I saw, he's got like a waxed mustache. I'm like, what the hell?
it is the style. Well, and it's a sad. So she like makes a date with him. He's shocked that she's agreed to go out with him because she's the
Right.
most beautiful girl in school. And she gives him this address, and you see him driving through town, looking out the window. Oh, they're the mansions. Oh, they're the mid-side homes. Oh, those are the crack dens. Now we're really in the apocalyptic edge of town kind of thing. He's like,
Now
where the hell?
they're in like new construction.
Right, old abandoned. Side of town is what I wrote down. It was like suddenly he's like on what the each time he looks out the window, it's like the neighborhood's getting a little worse.
And interesting though, she did put some effort in. There was lots of candles, music, curtains,
Absolutely.
winds blowing. She was setting the mood.
Right, a little. Well, and this is where we kind of establish that she doesn't just kill these guys unsuspectingly. It's like she has to make them terrified, and they have to lose hope. Like they have to be hopeless in order to get the full bang for her buck, I guess, is where they establish this. So she doesn't just attack you from behind where you don't know what's happening. You have to know what's going down, and then she gets you.
Because at first, you know, yeah, her character is kind of a bitch, but she was kind of funny. But now, once she kills like the sensitive goth dude, then you're like,
Then you know.
Then you know it just really doesn't matter. I mean, quite frankly, even for Needy, her time was ticking.
Right.
No one is safe, and it's not like she's just picking off the bad people. It's not a Dexter situation.
Not at all. Not at all. Any dude or anybody.
She don't give a F.
She do not. I mean, and this is where we kind of, one of those moments where we discover their psychic connection, because Needy is literally going to the bone zone with her boyfriend while this is going down across town. So, and she's starting to like, I guess, live it or whatever. She starts crying, and her boyfriend's like, "Are you okay? Did I do something wrong?"
No, he makes. I wrote this down. Am I too big? I was like laughing.
It's not when a girl bursts into tears in the middle of lovemaking. Not a good sign. Let's just call it that.
And just to say, it's young Neil from Scott Pilgrim. He still looks like he's 12 years old.
Yeah, it's a sad situation. So eventually Needy is figuring out that she goes to the occult. Then I wrote this down. She goes to the occult section of the school library, and her boyfriend's like, "Our library has an occult section?"
Exactly. I'm like, I missed that. And next time I take my students to the library, I'm going to ask Mr. Sanchez where the occult section
Where's
is.
the occult section? Absolutely. And now Megan Fox is going after Needy's boyfriend.
Yeah, she really doesn't care.
No. Well, and she's kind of driven a wedge between them as well.
Right. And
Yes.
this is the final competition, you know. I'm taking him too.
Right. And she starts, I mean, they're making out, and then she leads him to the old abandoned pool /
Oh my God.
SeaWorld. I don't know what the hell it was.
Every neighborhood have that? The giant abandoned pool that's wide open with murals and everything?
Mural and then vines. It was literally like Wild Kingdom. I thought it was an abandoned SeaWorld is what I thought I was looking at. It was crazy.
And let me back up just one second. Needy and her boyfriend, she had broken up with him, just to say, for his credit, and she was acting crazy as hell.
Well, she was telling her boyfriend that Megan Fox has become a succubus.
Yeah.
And telling her, and he kind of was like, "You've gone crazy."
She's obsessed. That's all she talks about. She's not sleeping. You know, it's wackadoo time.
Well, the final straw is he's like, "Hey, are we going to the big dance?" And she's like, "No, we're not going together, and I don't want you to go at all."
Yeah, it's not safe.
Right. So he doesn't like that plan.
No.
He was going to go anyway. I guess go stag, and that's when Megan Fox does her business and leads him to the abandoned public pool, and starts swimming in the swampy water.
Oh
I'm
my
like, I'm
God!
not going in there.
Oh my God! It left you all black and slimy.
I ain't doing that. But again, to his credit, when Megan Fox tries to take it to the next level, he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do
And
it.
she's clearly doing the shit like, is it better than Needy?
Right.
Which I don't know. It seems like that'd be a turnoff. Like
That's not a good thing.
Is that a boner kill?
Truth be told,
it still is Megan Fox. So.
Megan Fox could be reciting Mein Kampf, and you might let it slide. Let's be honest. He's a better man than most. Let's be honest. He says, "No thanks, Megan Fox." That was the real fiction of the movie. Oh, goodness gracious. But Needy gets there almost in time to save her boy. Almost.
Poor young Neil. But then Needy really becomes like the vampire slayer. She is really kicking ass at this point.
Right. Well, she shows up at Megan Fox's house with a box cutter. While Megan Fox is watching Tony Little videos.
I gotta stop you and go back to the pool for a minute.
Please.
She whacks Megan Fox. She gets her boyfriend, and he makes a comment that Megan Fox is now flying, and her comment is, "She's just hovering. It's not that impressive." I thought that was a great line too. It's not that impressive.
Right. Well, there were a lot of kind of funny lines. At one point, when she's in the forest kind of making out with the jock guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." And she's like, "Shutties." And I'm like, I had to Google, do it. She's telling him to shut the hell up. Yeah. It's basically, "Shutties."
She has all this shutties, and he's so salty.
Salty was a good thing. You wanted Megan Fox to call you salty.
Remember our sisters used to call everybody the snappers? Yes,
I do.
Snaptastic. Yeah.
Well,
I gotta work salty in, I think.
Megan Fox would come up to Needy and say, "Where's it at, Monostat?"
I like that too. That was great. Where's it at, Monostat? Can I use that? I'm using that tomorrow. I gotta meet someone for coffee.
Oh Lord. Sweet Jesus. So the beginning of the movie, you see Megan Fox lying in her bed watching Tony Little exercise.
Oh
videos.
My God. With his crazy ponytail.
And then it cuts to the end of the movie. It's like a callback to that first scene. It was like kind of a bizarre kind of foreshadowing that occurs.
Right.
Because which we skipped over, is the movie starts out with Amanda Seyfried is like in the Psycho Ward.
Yes. Because why?
We discover at the end it's because she kills Megan Fox. She stabs her in the heart with a box cutter and kills her. But because she got bit by Megan Fox during the fight.
Right.
Is that what it is?
She's like a weird demon or something.
Right. Well, she's not full blown like succubus, but she has like powers and is kind of aggressive and mean.
She is very grumpy.
She's very grumpy
and super strong. She's a kicker and a biter.
That's what's on her file. And at one point, they throw her into solitary, and it was literally like a concrete box. Is this what we do in the psych wards? Is this one flew over the cuckoo's nest?
That's old school, man. That's old school. You got to do.
I understand padded rooms, but this was literally like old school dungeon. So they went medieval on her ass. So during the closing credits, which I found amazing, because at this point, Low Shoulder, the sensitive indie rock band, is doing great. They've rocketed to the top of the charts.
Well, I love that they are the ones who wrote like the tribute song for the massacre at Melody
Well, it's a
Lane.
song they sang. It's
Yeah.
a song they sing when the place is burning down. It was like their one hit.
It's fantastic. So all the high school kids have low shoulder shirts.
Yeah.
They're like the patron of the town now. Such great guys.
So then it's a revenge thing that goes down, where it's now Amanda Seyfried goes to their hotel room, and this is during the closing credits, and you just see like photographs of them being murdered by Amanda Seyfried using her newfound demonic powers. So good times.
Does this phrase "agents of Satan with awesome haircuts"? Does that?
Yes,
There's just some great lines in here.
there's some good one-liners in here. Who's Phil Collins? I wrote that down.
Oh
once.
yeah. It all
Good
comes,
times.
whether it's American Psycho or Jennifer's Body, it all comes back to Phil Collins.
All comes back together. Do you have any other highlights you want to talk about?
No, I mean just J.K. Simmons' weird perm wig, his weird
Yes.
affected voice, and
He has a hook for a hand for no reason. He has a hook for a hand.
No reason. He said, "All right, I'll do it, but
I gotta have a
only
hook."
if I can have a hook for a hand." So this is the
Gotta
guy
have it.
who is in Oz as the white supremacist,
Oh yeah.
the sensitive psychiatrist in Law and Order, the father in Juno, Whiplash.
Oh yeah. Whiplash.
And now
great.
he's got a wig and a hook for a hand.
He is
is
great.
amazing.
I love J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
There's a scene earlier in the movie when the jock's being murdered. He's just screaming. Cuts to J.K. Simmons hearing it go like, "Oh, somebody's so upset from the murders that have occurred," and it keeps going and screaming and screaming. He's like, and he starts going, I'm like, maybe we should investigate. What are you doing?
No, man.
sweet.
You just
No.
got to get into your car and go home. You don't
Clearly.
You don't want to know what's going on out there. But
Oh,
did
sweet
you
Jesus.
think it was peculiar whenever she's in nature that she's like Snow White and all the animals come to watch her go full
Yes. Yes. Why is that? That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
Because in the forest, it was deers and rabbits.
Yes.
You see a deer like eating the dead jock, and then when
Yes.
she's with the goth guy, then she's controlling the crows and the rats and things.
She's got powers.
She got power.
Let's go ahead and hit behind the scenes. Are you ready?
I can't wait.
Despite mixed critical reception, the film gained a strong cult following over the years, and it even had an unofficial musical in 2018.
Oh, that would have been fun.
To prepare for her role as the possessed Living Dead teenager, Megan Fox lost about 15 pounds, meaning that she was like 97 pounds in this movie.
She was thin.
And then she stayed
Still
out of the
with
sun.
huge cans.
Oh, yeah.
Her
Miraculously.
Her skin was like porcelain.
Yep. Oh, yeah. She, I mean, say what you want.
I
She
got-
still looked good.
I don't know what the hell she's doing, but she was a good actress. Why isn't she doing more shit? Was there a scandal? Wasn't there something? Did she sleep with somebody?
She was in the first Terminator movie or two.
Yeah.
And eventually she was interviewed and came out and said like a bunch of negative things about the director.
So they blacklisted her?
Like she was not in the third one, if I remember correctly, after that whammy. So I don't know.
Because
And
she
it
was,
was-
solid. She's better than Costner, I'll tell you that.
That is true.
Where's her water world? Damn Harvey
Indeed.
Weinstein.
I know she was with Brian Austin Green for years there as well. I think they might
That
still be
is
together.
true.
Yeah.
And it's so odd.
He's a good looking guy.
No, he's not.
Oh,
I
very
watched
sad.
Beverly Hills back in the day. Not as good as Melho's Place, but it was good
Melho's
enough.
Place. Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried have both said this is their favorite movie that they've made.
Oh my god, this is a great
They loved
movie.
it.
This is a great movie.
The town that this takes place in is called Devil's Kettle.
Right.
And there really is a Devil's Kettle in a state park in Minnesota, where it's like the water kind of swirls around and then goes deep down into the ground. basically.
And maybe doesn't come back up. But in this, we find it like we find all the balls they threw in, and that's
Right.
we see the knife that they use for the sacrifice. But like some other like in town.
Right. Well, I guess in the real Devil's Kettle, it's like they've determined that the reason why things don't come out is because they get pulverized at the bottom before the water rejoins like the river nearby.
Dude, is that
is.
where the Minneapolis Mafia gets rid of folks? They just drop them in the kettle?
Just drop them in the kettle. Let's see. Emma Stone was considered for the role of Needy.
All right.
So there you go.
Okay. She could have done it.
Jennifer and Needy had more blatant sexual tension in the original script. And they were even like supposed to have sex in the original script. And they kind of toned it down to kind of a little bit of a makeout scene that occurs bizarrely.
Right. Bizarrely.
It's bizarrely because it's like she knows she's a possessed person now. And she's still like, well, I guess we can make out a little bit. We're good.
If you have that tendencies, it is Megan Fox.
Why not? The marketing department for this movie originally wanted to like really push this movie on like porn sites and literally have Megan Fox do interviews on porn sites over this. The director like put a stop to it. She said it'd be so dispiriting because that's not really what we're going for. It's supposed to be kind of female empowerment kind of thing, not just kind of
instead
objectification.
of barely legal bullshit. That's super creepy.
It is. And they said don't even mention it to Megan Fox because it would be totally dispiriting.
Yeah,
don't do it. That's what they didn't. They abandoned it. The title of the song came from the song Jennifer's Body by Courtney Love's band Hole.
I did see that.
Which is about like a woman being tortured and kept in a box. It's some horrible, depressing, like disturbing song.
Is the box that Courtney Love is in fact heroin? Is that what it is?
It could be. It could be kind of a boxing Helena kind of situation.
Oh my
I don't know.
Poor Courtney Love, man. She could have been an actress.
She could have.
She was great in The People versus Larry Flint.
She really was.
And I liked Hole. And then, she couldn't get over her demons, man. I mean, she's not dead, but she's still around. I don't think she's doing so well.
She ain't doing much. Hershey's chocolate syrup was used for Jennifer's black vomit, along with CGI animation. Very good. Diablo Cody, the writer, is the bartender in Melody Lane that you see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to remember. I thought it was a man.
There was a man as well, but there was like kind of a quasi-attractive brunette who was also a bartender there as well.
Okay, so good to know.
Blake Lively turned down the role of Jennifer due to scheduling conflicts with Gossip Girl.
Blake Lively. Come on, Megan Fox is perfect. You needed a brunette.
Let's see. For the scenes where Jennifer's swimming naked in the lake, Megan Fox wore a flesh-colored bikini. This is all important stuff we need to know.
Yeah.
Jennifer's surname in the movie is Check, and that was just because, like, we needed to give her a last name. Like, okay, we have Needy, Check. We have Jennifer, Check, and they just kept it as her last name. They just never came up with anything more creative. It really
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Makes no. Never mind. I think that's about it.
Well, what's his face doesn't do the singing. In fact, it's one of the guys in the band, and they originally wanted Fall Out Boy. That's why you see this Fall Out Boy poster in Jennifer's room, or is that Needy's? Yeah. One of the girls has a Fall Out Boy poster.
Yes, you're right. I think that's all we need to know. Good times, and let's ready to talk about the cast. It's all-star cast.
Yep.
Megan Fox, she was, her from Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the live action one. She's in both of those. And of course, Jennifer's Body. I
want to tell you, this is the only thing I've ever seen her
in. She's still acting.
Is she?
She's still acting. Yeah, nothing I've ever seen. Amanda Seyfried obviously became a huge star.
She was on Big Love.
She was in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
She's in Mamma Mia.
I didn't see that.
Les Miserables.
I
Dear
saw
John, that Nicholas Sparks movie.
Is that based on the TV series?
Based on Dear John. Dear John. With Judd Hirsch. I love the opening of Dear John. If you haven't seen it, you have to go to YouTube and check it out.
I
It is
didn't
the
want to
saddest.
hear you wax poetically.
We're doing
about
some Dear John talk.
Hirsch.
We're doing some Judd Hirsch talk. There's a scene because it's literally a musical montage of them singing the song, Dear John, by the time you read this line,
Oh,
I'll
that's
be
right.
gone. And it's a scene of him walking to his empty house confused and then finding the note on the mantle above the fireplace, looking at it, and then just kind of looking kind of bemused resignation into the camera kind of thing. Hilarious.
Yeah,
Far
that-
funnier than the actual
Boo.
sitcom.
Boo.
Which
The
doesn't
only-
sound
the-
that funny to begin
The
with.
only thing good about Taxi was frickin' Andy Kaufman.
Good times. Adam Brody played Nikolai, the sensitive rock band guy. You know him because for 4 years he played Seth Cohen on the OC.
And he was on Gilmore Girls.
He was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Ready or Not. He's still acting too, still doing all sorts of stuff. He was in the Shazam movie. Johnny Simmons.
Shazam movie?
Yep. Johnny Simmons played Chip Dove, the boyfriend.
Chip Dove.
You know him from Perks of Being a Wallflower, Young Neil, and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The
Scott
To-Do
Pilgrim's
List.
the best.
I mean, and if you scroll further down, Chris Pratt is Officer Roman Duda. You know him, don't you? Who else?
Amy Sedaris.
J.K. Simmons. Yep. J.K. Simmons was Mr. Robluski. Amy Sedaris was Anita's mom, Tony Lesnicki. And I think that's all we need to know.
They must have let her pick that name.
Good times. Good times. Are you ready to do our ratings?
I'm ready.
Okay. Jennifer's Body currently has a 45% rotten
That is
on Rotten
insane.
Tomatoes.
That is insane.
Hey, it's okay. The audience gave it 35% rotten.
Kevin, did they see the same movie we saw?
I really enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie.
A great movie.
I'm going to look at the reviews here. Top critics, anybody? QAnon Monthly gave it a big thumbs down. I'm trying to see if I recognize anybody. Anybody? I'm not going to go through 4 pages of critics, but there's not a whole lot I'm recognizing.
Now, that is insane.
Yep. It's very sad. I really enjoy it. Maybe it's because I wasn't expecting anything. I came in basically cold and therefore found it enjoyable. Is it the scariest movie you will ever see? Not at all. It's fun though. It's fun.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 rotisserie chickens upchucked by a demon.
4 out of 5. I think I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Where's it at Monostats? Okay, I thought it was great.
What's it at, Monostat?
No,
it has great lines. It has
yes.
great lines. It's a good story. It makes freaking sense in a way. You know, what the hell?
What do you want? What do you want? It's not going to be Shakespeare, so don't act like it should be Shakespeare. It's fun.
Oh my God. And this is the sexism of the world. Megan Fox should be doing better movies.
Yep.
If Kevin Costner, people are sucking his dick over Dances with the Wolves and still backing up trucks of money to him, Megan Fox is a better actor than he is.
Well, and this is a female screenwriter, female director, and carried by 2 strong females. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Good times.
Rock and roll.
Good times. If you have not seen it, check it out. Good times had by all.
Indeed.
So there you have it. Go to our page on Facebook at The Podcast That Wouldn't Die. Go to our page on Twitter at TPodcast, Email us at The Podcast That Wouldn't Die at Gmail. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., etc., etc. I don't know. I'm having a stroke or something. Aaron,
Just a
mini
one.
one, thankfully. Aaron, you were on social media. What's the word?
The word is the cult of Aaron. You better join it. And you better tithe.
If you're joining this cult, you gotta.
If you're going this short, this is not going to be the Walmart of cults. Be prepared to bust open an American Express card that is not
At least
green.
15% of your monthly income is recommended, I would say.
That's what the Bible
That's what it says. So thank you very much. And be well.
Later, skaters.